Welcome to Patrik's Tech Lightning. I hope you have a very nice holiday with family and friends, and they're allowing you to take a couple of minutes to watch this exciting episode about confidential computing in Azure. We're going to find out what Microsoft is doing with confidential computing and the different options that you have. So let's get started. Here we go. Let us first define confidential computing. Let's say you have a virtual machine in Azure. You have a disk added to this virtual machine where you store data. That is called data at rest and can be safeguarded with encryption keys. You want to take this data and send it to another machine. That operation is called data in transit and is safeguarded with protocols such as TLS. Now, if you want to take that data and process it, we are entering a territory called data in use, which confidential computing is all about. You need to protect the data from malicious actors who want to, for example, perform a memory dump of your server. So, the Cloud Computing Consortium, CCC, defined confidential computing as the protection of data in use by performing computations in a hardware-based trusted execution environment, TEE. TEE means that only authorized code is allowed to run. Any data in the TEE can't be read or tampered with outside the environment. So, which options does Azure have for confidential computing? For virtual machines, there are two possibilities. First, you have Azure VMs built on the AMD EPYC 3rd generation technology. This technology takes the running state of the VM and makes it fully encrypted. The keys used for RAM encryption is generated inside the CPU and never leaves it. It works for the entire VM and any applications you install on it. Then we have Azure VMs built on the Intel SGX technology. Those are a set of security-related instructions built into the CPU. They can be beneficial for specific application workload. Confidential computing nodes on AKS, Azure Kubernetes Service, is only available for these Intel SGX enclave nodes. Shouldn't we all use confidential computing all the time then? Well, with great power comes great price. There is no additional software installed on those virtual machines. It's all done on a hardware level. So, besides the standard virtual machine cost in Azure, there is no surcharge. You do, however, only have the option to choose between 3 virtual machine sizes with the Intel SGX technology: DCSV2, DCSV3, and DCD-SV3. For example, the DCSV2 has 8 GB of RAM and costs roughly around $305 a month. The key takeaway here is that confidential computing enables us to have protection of data in use. And there are some options in Azure. You have the AMD and you have the Intel. That was confidential computing in Azure. I hope you learned something. The key takeaway is a lot of customers, especially governments from all around the world, when they're thinking about moving into the cloud, confidential computing is vital for them. So let's keep an eye out what's going to happen next year with confidential computing. Microsoft, they're investing heavily into this. So it's going to be some exciting developments. Until next time, have a nice holiday. See you.